It's my husband.
Okay.
You're listening to Mr. Allard's Neighborhood. Small town feel with big time ideas. After all, you are entitled to Brad's opinion. Here's your host, Brad Allard.
Well, how y'all doing today? Another great week in the neighborhood. Another great hot week in the neighborhood. I have Melissa Miller here from the Burleson Area Chamber, and also have Josie Jones that's going to be talking about the Power of Heels. That's coming up in about a month. It's like September 10th, if I recall.
20th.
20th, 10th, whatever. Just show up early. So if you show up 10 days early, you'll get a good seat. But anyway, we're going to talk about what that's all about. And Josie, are you the ones that is putting it on, the Power of Heels?
Right.
Are you one of the directors of that particular
So
group?
I'm the co-chair of the event.
And the other one is?
And Dallas is the chair.
Dallas Owen. Yeah, well-known Burleson figure. She was supposed to be here, but she can't make it today, right?
Yeah, she couldn't fit it in her schedule. She has to come up.
Well,
She's a busy woman.
Yeah, sure she is.
She is.
Oh, well, sure. I mean, on top of her school board duties, she actually runs a business. So
She does.
I don't know how they do the time for that.
Yeah.
You know, because, I've known the several board members, and I know they put in a lot of time, for a non-paid job.
Which we're grateful for.
Yes, we are. We have good people running our schools, and we have good people running the city, and but it is a time commitment, certainly. Taylor, how you been? You just got back from where, North Carolina? Is that right?
North Carolina.
What were you doing
That was
out
a nightmare. Media conference of how to grow like YouTube pages.
And were you the expert speaker on that, were you?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Did you learn anything?
Of course I did.
Did you can apply
it was
to
amazing.
here? You can make my show even better, right? If that's possible.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, anyway. We're just briefly, I posted this last week. We're going to have a few changes. The economic situations in Burleson, as Melissa will tell you, is better than some, but it's still an issue, right? A lot of our members at the chamber and whatnot have, are having to watch pennies and dimes. So we're going to cut back on a number of shows for a little while because what affects y'all affects me. And so there you go. But we'll go ahead and run the sponsors. And we thank you for their continued support because they make this possible and make this available to the public to know about what's going on with the chamber and Power of Heels. I'm a member of the chamber, so I hear about them quite a bit. So anyway, Our Place is always, a very big supporter. You know Otto, I'm sure. You've been there before, I bet. Everybody knows Otto. It's like
Everybody knows Otto.
He's like the town celebrity. What can you say? And then, of course, they have Gina's Pizza. I was there Friday with one of my B&I buddies, and I had that baked ziti that they were advertising. It really is good. I know it sounds like what a sponsor, I should say about a sponsor, right? But no, it's good. And it's a good atmosphere. My buddy and I watched some of the Olympics and had some grub, and it was great. It's a good place to go. Also, our friends over at Wild Cigar, they've got lots going on this summer. They always have drink specials on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, sometimes on Thursdays. They have a very varied promotional schedule, and they also get a lot of people that come in and vendors is what I mean to say, and promote their cigar products. Are you a cigar smoker by any chance, Ms. Jones? The only body that is.
Not.
Well, if you do go there and buy a gift certificate, or you go there and have a decent drink and have
I've heard
conversation.
they have a nice atmosphere. If you're not a smoker, it's you have nice drinks.
Oh, it is. I've gone in there several times, and not everybody's smoking a cigar. They're having a drink because it's a good bar, but the majority are smoking cigars, And the reason I asked the ladies is because I walked in there several times, and there's like a little group of ladies, and they got cigars going on, and so it's not just for men. So there you go. Also, our friends over at All Pro Roofing, John Williams, 817-734-2756. Have your roof inspected by him. He'll tell you what's going on. He'll tell you that you need a new roof, or you don't need a new roof, or you need some repairs, whatever. He came out about a month ago from my house, said I was good to go. So I don't know when it's going to storm again, but you never know, but now I know my roof is good. And you need to do it before. Certainly it starts getting colder because, if you have some sort of ice event, that's a bad time to find out you need a new roof.
Accurate, yeah.
And also I have a friend, I'm going to give a shout out to my friends at Stop Restoration. They'll tell you the same thing. A good time to have some of your things inspected for mold and such as that is a good time before the winter because they get a lot of water damage cases in the wintertime.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of burst pipes and things like that. So it's a good thing for them too. Also, thank you to our friend Jeff Kelly over at the Weathington Agencies, 817-781-0546 is his cell number, Jeff at jeffkellyrealty.com. I know he has some property in Alvarado because he shared it with me, that I shared it with y'all, plus he has about 2-3 houses, I believe, also that he's got on the market. And he was on about a month ago, and I'm going to have him on again in about 6 weeks, and we're going to talk about the market, because they say, according to the famous day, that they may be dropping rates in September. We'll see how that'll affect our markets here. So, Alyssa, how you been?
Good.
You have been keeping busy?
Yeah,
You and Sarah
always.
having a good party over there?
It is never a dull moment.
I don't doubt. I could just imagine every time people walk in and they're giggling and carrying on. But hey, you're getting a lot of stuff done this summer.
We do get stuff done.
I know it sounds like you're over there having a party, but no, you've been really busy this summer, haven't you? I've been,
I don't know when we're ever not busy.
Never.
But again, I think that's what you want out of a chamber is to
Exactly.
be busy and engaged and connected, and we are.
There was a time where it wasn't as engaging and there wasn't as many events. So you guys are doing a great job with things.
So how long you been a member, Josie?
Since 2016.
I've been a member since 2021. I joined the chamber on this show. I did it, with Cabrina right on the show because it's been great for me because I really like those Tuesday night things. I like to make more of them, but last semester I had a class at night, so that kind of got in the way. But now I don't, so I'll be able to make them more in the fall. I always enjoyed those because you see some of your friends there other than just co-members and things of that nature. I know there's one coming up in August, but...
There is. It's the 13th, I believe, is next Tuesday, which is also the day before school starts for BISD. And so we will be at Sierra Bank from 4:30 to 6.
With Kayla Jo Hoffman.
That's exactly right.
She and I serve on the Burleson Opportunity Fund together, and she's really pretty impressive.
She is, very much so, yeah.
Yeah, very impressive young lady. And Josie, what is your business exactly?
So we do Holiday Design Sisters, and we do commercial Christmas decorating.
With your sister, I assume?
We're all sisters in Christ, but yes.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. All right.
Yes, we do exterior, which you might know, the Sundance Square tree.
Right.
We've done that for several years. Interior, we do hotels, college campuses, some houses, but the majority of everything is commercial.
Interesting. Did the people that have you decorate, did they provide the decorations or you have them?
We provide them.
Oh, how nice.
Yep, it's
you
on
must
a
have
lease basis because
Yeah.
the majority of the time for interior anyways, you're ready to switch by the year 3. You're tired of seeing the same color scheme. So, hey, we've got a blue. You want to mix blue in there? Let's go ahead.
You must have a pretty good sized warehouse then to hold this stuff.
We have several storage warehouses. Yes, we do.
Well, where is your location? You work out of the home or do you have a location?
It's home-based, but our storages are here locally.
Okay. And so you and your colleagues, if they get a contract to go decorate something, then you go in, you say what you want to see, and you figure it out.
We give them a couple color scheme options. They decide which one, and we come in there like little elves and install it, maintain it, and take it down at the end of the year and store it for you.
That's a pretty good deal because when I was much younger, I used to do the decorations for our little kids, put up the tree. And my wife does that mostly, but the house lights and all this other stuff, like it's a beating, So you take the beating out of Christmas.
Yes, we take the hassle out of decorating for you.
Well, isn't just Christmas, right? Do you also is it for Easter or 4th of July?
We do corporate events, holiday events, corporate award shows, and whatnot. And then we do overhead lighting, which is the bistro lighting that you see kind of at restaurants or whatnot. We have 2 college campuses that have those lights that we service year round.
Oh, really? I work at DBU. Is that one of the clients?
No, I'm familiar with DBU. My son went freshman year to DBU, but no, it would be locally at TCU.
Well, I saw him his freshman year. I was walking across campus, and he goes, "Hey, Allard!" And I said, "I thought I got shed of you last year." But anyway, that's interesting because everybody goes to Sundance Square at Christmas time. I've been doing that. My kids are now fully grown, 32 and 29, but. We've been doing that for years, and so it's an event, and so now it's your calling.
It's definitely a labor of love.
Labor, I'm sure.
It's a stressful time of the year because you're condensing a large amount of business and labor work really into a short couple of months, and so by the time it's all up and finished, we're like, oh. And then takedown happens. So,
is it my assumption that they should probably contact you about now instead of waiting until November?
Yes. The earlier the better, especially if you want a full interior or large props, on an exterior municipality or whatnot, because we get the better deals when we purchase early.
How do they get a hold of you?
HolidayDesignSisters.com or my cell phone 682-559-4988.
One more time.
682-559-4988 or holidaydesignSisters.com.
Okay, so if you have like a party going on or something like that, or you have a big house, I mean, I'm sure there's a size limitation for a time commitment, not because you're not, it's not worth it to you, but I'm sure if you're going to be doing major projects, I'm sure you have to budget your time.
See, there's some of our beautiful work there.
How about that?
We're so proud of that. We love our town of Burleson and love that we get to be a part of the holiday festivities. It's like a Hallmark movie, really.
Yeah,
our little town is.
Hallmark
We just
movie.
love it.
My wife is the official, expert on Hallmark movies. She really loves them. I'm like, oh, okay. What is it? Is he the real Santa? Is he a real prince? Are they going to save the vineyard or the inn or whatever?
They always do.
And there's it's like it's a 90-minute movie.
Look how great that is.
And see, I love
that.
I like that
thanks,
too.
Taylor.
I like that. It's very nice. And also remember, Santa was there and all that other stuff.
So last year, the Sundance Square tree, just kind of a little food for thought here, was the largest live Christmas tree in the state. So it was 85 feet tall.
Which is also how hot it was around Christmas. It seemed like, it's like, oh, you want to, oh, that's nice.
So beautiful.
Is this from your website?
Actually, Taylor took these videos and photos.
Oh,
for
did
us.
he really?
Yeah.
And he still has them in his archives. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, that's something to think about, certainly. And Christmas is coming around the corner. I
mean, the years get shorter and shorter. As they go on.
Well, I was talking with my friend Gayla, and she's trying to get ready for Christmas, and over at the Southern Gym, and it's people sometimes come rushing in like 2 days before Christmas, and in a panic. She'll tell you the best time to buy jewelry is now in September. Because they have good deals and all this other stuff, and that way you hide it somewhere, and there you go. Maybe Mr. Miller needs to hear this, right?
Well,
Yeah.
he could and should, but it's fine. He's like, I did the one, and we're set. So.
Or just a new guy here, Nathan, apparently is joining the show. This would be your Mr. Jones, right?
Yeah.
That's good. All right, let's talk about your Power of Heels. I know that's a big deal coming up, and I know one of your guest speakers. As a former student, that'll be interesting. But anyway, so exactly, not everybody may not be as familiar with the Power of Heels. So what is the Power of Heels?
So it's we call it the women's division of the Burleson Chamber. It's a group of 20 women that are like-minded, want to grow themselves personally and professionally. And we get together and we have several events throughout the year that we produce. And this is one of them, the Full Circle Women's Conference.
And so basically it's for female entrepreneurs, right?
It's the event itself is for any woman,
anybody, okay,
retired, at school age, college age, any woman, all walks of life. Any woman is we'd love to have them here.
Well, let's before we get into the event itself, let's talk about what the Power of Heels does. They do a lot of stuff. I know they have. Is it quarterly or monthly events?
I think it really just depends. I don't know that we're on a set schedule for them. I feel like they almost have like a season of it. It kind of hits all back to back whenever.
Well, I know you have a lot of events to not just support Burleson businesses, but female businesses, female-owned businesses, because like all businesses, it's hard. But is it harder to be a female entrepreneur these days, or is it a bit, or things have opened up some? Because I know there was a time that there wasn't as many women that were active in business. I'm much older than y'all, and before I did this, I was a business analyst, so I deal with a lot of companies, and almost all of them were male-owned. Even if the wife was technically the president, they weren't active in the business. But now, I would say probably 45 to 50% of businesses in Burleson are either owned and or led by women. And
I do think it is a growing number. Now, whether it's harder or not, I think that might depend on you.
So for me, being in the Christmas light industry was predominantly male my entire career since 2007. But now I'm seeing a lot more female-owned Christmas light businesses. So.
Well, that's good. How did you get in that business in particular, though?
I worked for a larger firm for 8 years, and just decided, to go on and do my own thing.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
It's here in Burleson, right? Or I know you do it everywhere, but it's local Burleson.
Yes, we're located in Burleson.
Well, as far as like a lot of the female-owned businesses I know of, be quite frank, they're better run in some cases because they take care of the details. You know, a lot of guys are good at what they do as a career or for a trade or whatever, but women seem to be more adept at handling all those little details that sometimes elude us old men, you know.
I would have to agree. You know, no offense.
No. I'd be, if I ran a business, I guarantee I'd have my wife involved because she would take care of the things that I would either overlook or, oh, that's not that important. And it turns out, oh, I wish I'd take care of that.
Well, that's the advantage of a team approach is that I'm going to think of things that the other person isn't, and they're good at my weaknesses. And so I think that's a good balance is having that other brain.
I would
to
assume
balance you.
all the women that are in part of the chamber are invited to be part of the Power of Heels, but that it is a group that is kind of separate from the rest of the chamber, is it not? Or is it in the sense that they do some of their own, have their own agenda as well as they do stuff for the chamber, right? Or am I mistaken in how this works?
They are an arm of the chamber.
Right,
so,
right,
yes,
but
they
they
do carry on their own events, kind of like the ambassadors, you know, in
That's kind of what I was
February.
getting at. It's not that they're separate, but they have events that are specific to the Power of Heels.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's
Just
what I
like
meant.
the ambassadors lead up the business showcase in February, the Power of Heels very specifically lead up and orchestrate their events, like Full Circle.
Have you been part of that showcase in February?
Yes.
I have to. It's
a wonderful
I
event.
think it's, in my opinion, that's one of the best events that y'all do. I know your monthly things are great, but I think that particular one in February at Pathway, which is where this event's going in about a month, that I think that gives y'all the best profile as a group because a lot of people are outside the chamber participating in that, and I hope it results in some membership.
Yeah.
Yeah, the feedback that I've heard from it is the businesses that participated in was, you know, invaluable because they got their name out to people that normally wouldn't, you know, see their name or whatnot. So
I recall about a couple of months ago you had an event, I believe at First Baptist, I believe it was for Power of Heels. What are those meetings about? You know, if there's a female that owns her business and you invite her to come to these, what would she expect at one of those meetings?
So that specific event was a women's health luncheon. So
Okay.
where there was a doctor panel and we talked about women's health. So, you know, you're a woman, you probably want to know other questions that women have as well. So it was a big forum for women to get together and hear from people smarter than us on how we can take care of ourselves better, you know.
Well, that's a good thing because, you know, too many people rely on Google or something like that to find out this information, or they think they're the only ones that are going through this particular health issue in this case or whatever else. And so y'all doing this is great. As far as this event, Taylor, you have their flyer up, if you will. Yes. Just leave that up there for a little while, bud. Anyway, there you are, Full Circle Women's Conference. Now, I've been telling Melissa, your friend, your feature speaker there, Jen Todrick, is a former student of mine.
Yeah.
From 2006, so I just added her age out. So Melissa would kill me if I did that to her. But anyway, but what you see of Jen on TV or on Instagram is exactly what she was in high school. Very outgoing, personable, whatever else. She's going to be the featured speaker.
She is. We're super excited about her. I've followed her for years on social media, and she just cracks me up every time. But she's also local to Burleson, so like, what better, you know, have a Burleson own
Right. My wife
star,
has,
if you will.
has on, you know, she records all her shows. That no demo, remo, renovation, whatever. And you know, I've seen some of it. You know, my wife likes those shows a lot better than I do. But I've seen her and said, "Yep, that's Jennifer." You know, and then she'll show her, you know, what's that rambling redhead Instagram, and she'll, you know, show me something silly she did.
She's funny. She cracks me up.
But she's an entertainer as well because she was like the lead in our school musical, and she was very talented.
Oh, really?
I honestly thought she might follow Kelly Clarkson's footsteps and go into show business, but she has in a
Yeah,
sense.
it's just different.
Yeah. So at this Power Heels conference, you have all these various speakers. The MC is Penny Johnson. Some of these people you need to tell me their background because I'm not familiar with all of them, but I do know a couple of them.
So Penny Johnson is the MC, and we're super excited. She's going to do a little bit more than MCing this year. She's going to speak on her story as being the first female president of Texas Health Hughley, which I don't know if you've ever walked through Hughley, but there's a wall full of the presidents, and it's all male. And then we have Penny as the first female. So I think that's a huge accomplishment. I'm excited to hear, how she was able to get there.
I have been in Hughley, but I don't know if I was paying attention to the
Once you
wall.
walk down the hall, you'll see it.
Okay.
You're like, oh, nice.
Okay. And then, in the breakout speakers, you have Christy Beam.
Christy Beam, she's also local to Burleson, and she wrote the book called Miracles from Heaven, and it was a screenplay adapted with Jennifer Garner.
Right. That movie, that title sounded familiar because I remember Jennifer Garner's was in Burleson a few years ago, and it was a big deal.
Oh, really?
I said, she kept calling me. I said, Jennifer, sorry, I'm busy. So
She wanted to be on the show.
yeah, I said, no, you're going to have to go to ETV for your promotion. I got the other
For
people.
the locals only, Jennifer.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, and also Melanie Venture.
So Melanie is a marketing guru. She's going to have a breakout session on elevating your marketing and branding.
And Kim Garrett here.
She is a mental health wellness. She's going to talk on mental health.
Yeah, I need to do a show on that again. I did. I've done a couple, but that's been an issue been on my mind a lot because it's particularly for men. They resist taking care of that side of themselves, and I'm glad that y'all are doing it. For women, I think they're maybe a little better at understanding the need for it, but I'm glad that you're putting it out there because it's been on my mind a lot about how we need to make sure we're taking care of that part of our lives because we can often neglect it. We may work out or we may eat right, but we neglect that part of our health. So that's a good thing. All right, and then Brooke Morris.
So Brooke Morris, you may have heard her story when her daughter was trafficked from the Mavericks game in 2022.
I did. I remember that story very well.
So that was a very powerful story that hit us locally, and so she's going to talk about all the changes she's trying to make in legislature about that. Because honestly, the people that the person that actually took her from the game was arrested, but later released with no charges.
And why?
I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
There's articles on it, but that's what she's trying to change.
Yes, I would think so. Good
That's what
heavens.
she's trying to change. So that actually hits us locally.
It sure enough does. I mean, not to get too into it, but I've had people on the show that talk about this area being on I-35 and whatnot.
Yeah.
It is a very active area, and we have to always be alert to that. And so you had some really good topics to bring up. It's not just hey, here's how you can make more money or something like that.
Definitely
this is
not.
addressing a lot of the issues outside the economics stream. It sounds like. Okay, and I know Sarah. Oh wait, I missed one. Linda Vollerman.
Linda Vollerman. She was voted Local Life's best trainer of the year. So she is going to talk about health and fitness.
And I do know Sarah Tynan. She's been on the show 2-3 times for health-based mental approach to and she does the yoga and other things of that nature.
So she's going to do a sleep workshop. Sometimes you're so anxious from all the day's activities, and you're just put the kids down and want to have your own, but you can't. So she's going to help us walk through ways to help us.
That's another
better sleep.
neglected area is rest. And a lot of my students over the years, they would just do terrible things to themselves because they didn't get any sleep. They were staying up. Not always for homework. I mean, they may mess around on social media or on video games or whatever else, and it does mess you up if you don't get proper rest. And the Burleson PD, I had them on once a month. So what is this going to be? Colin Gregory?
I'm not sure exactly who with the PD is going to be there, but they talked last year and it was really well attended and women loved it. How to protect yourself in the event of an active shooter. So the insight that they gave us, we were asked to bring them back, so we're excited to have them.
Well, I've Colin on again in about 5 weeks. He's going on vacation pretty soon. Yeah. I had him on the show 10 days ago, and he talked about some of the credit card scams going on all over the country.
I saw that.
Crazy.
I did see that. That's scary.
There's Officer Jay Davis will be giving the class, Colin says. He's been on the show, too, and a lot of it has to do with some things you need to be aware of in a community that, we kind of get all dialed in on our own little thing, and we don't really know what else is going on, and then you find out, oh, my Lord, this has been going on in Burleson or other places for some time. So,
yes.
So how did you get this opportunity, shall we say, to put it all together.
So, Dallas is super passionate about helping women in business and helping women in the community. And, they do a lot at Pathway. So I don't remember exactly whose idea it was or how it came about, but we're like, let's put on a conference. Actually, you know what? A team before us did. And it was very well received and very well attended. And so then, of course, COVID hit and we weren't able to do it. So we're back. This will be our second year back at Pathway.
Well, it helps to have Dallas on board. If she has any problem with the management of Pathway, she knows who to go to. Who's directly to talk to.
She knows people that knows people.
Yeah, she's got connections there and all that. But they have a very, very nice venue for these kind of events. Very nice. It's
the people at Pathway are incredibly gracious. I mean, they let us kind of just bombard their film, their film guys. They're every room in the church. So they've been very gracious to allow us to, host our event there.
Yeah, and the Chamber's done, like I said, they do their February event. And then I bet they hold at least 6 or 7 similar events a year.
Probably, yeah.
That's why
they're great hosts.
That's why I keep ranting with Victoria Johnson. We need a civic center here, and she, I'll talk to you next week. But no, bless her heart, she'll be on in about 2 weeks, and it's right budget crunch time, and so we'll see what's going on with that. But anyway, so how does one get involved in this as a participant?
So you can purchase tickets. I think we'll have a link, but you can go to the Chamber's direct website and then events, and there's a way to purchase tickets. They're $99 for a full day event from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. We do provide lunch. There's going to be the majority of the local boutiques will be there. Pink Chandelier, Shop Hotline, Casey and Casey's. That's just to name a few. So there'll be shopping, lunch, all of these wonderful speakers. It's just a day full of women of all walks of life, all age groups, all business categories to come together and just kind of fellowship together and learn from each other.
Now, this is on a Friday, correct?
It's on a Friday,
Okay,
yes.
good. Just making sure. Do you have men that come to these things?
We don't. We've had male speakers. We had male speakers before. We're not opposed to it, but, you may just be in touch more on your wife's feelings. Or
if a man wanted to come to this, it's like, oh no, this is girls' club, No, but I would imagine.
We won't deny his $99 ticket sale, but if he's comfortable with it, most definitely.
Well, it is something that men should know about, but it is oriented towards the woman and the woman business owner. And whatnot. So you have a QR code here. So this link on the Chamber's page, right?
Yes.
So you can do it on the QR code. Everybody has a QR code.
Yeah.
And so you can find that there. And you say it's $99. Tax deductible, guys. It is. That's what I always, you're always looking for some kind of benefit like that, I guess. But it is a business expense. And I think it's an expense well worth it because I don't know. It just when you build camaraderie amongst other like business owners, it does make you feel like you're not just out there struggling on your own.
Well, what a lot of our sponsors do is they'll bring in all of the women from their office as a team building day, because you're enriching the lives of your female employees, and so we definitely see a lot of companies letting the female staff take off and enjoy this event.
Well, I'll talk to Gail over at Southern Gym and see if she can either send my wife over there.
Actually, Southern Gym will be a vendor at our event.
Oh, is that right? You may meet my wife there because she works there.
Oh, nice.
And she may be there. I don't know what she'll be doing. Or she may be back at the store. So if they're a vendor there, you may meet her. She's been working for Gail for about 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've probably seen her when I've gone in.
Oh, yeah. Well, I bet you have. She's been, like I said, been there quite a while. And so, she's very discreet about what she does, so I really don't know much about it, tell you the truth. I'll say, how was your day? It's fine. But she never tells me about who bought what or anything like that because that's not my business. And she really doesn't talk much about it after hours. All right, Melissa, as far as you and the rest of the chamber, what's going on?
All the things.
All the things.
Did we talk about it on air that we had the network at night? Was that?
Oh, well, you
were we
mentioned
already on?
it. It was going to be over at, I forgot already.
Sierra Bank.
Sierra Bank with Kayla Joe, right?
Yep,
Mhm.
on the 13th. And then, we always have our network at nights, which is the last Tuesday of the month.
Mm-hmm.
No, business over breakfast.
So that's what I was thinking.
That all the time.
It's a lot going on with you,
Business over breakfast. It's the 27th. We'll be back at the Brick. And so that's our once a month breakfast that we do from 7:30 to 9, which is one of my very favorite things that we do, because it just really gives you the opportunity to make connections and build relationships. I think more so than like our typical maybe networking events that we do and things. And so those are monthlies always. Second Tuesday of the month is network at night. And then every last Tuesday is always business over breakfast.
Is the CHS culinary group doing this again?
They will still,
All right,
yes.
okay.
And we have the CTE kiddos come in, and they won't be there in August because obviously they're just getting back. So we'll bring them in September. But yeah, they talk to us. A different program each month comes in and talks to us and tells us what they're working on and what that looks like for them and how they plan on using that later in life. And it's really a fun time to get them to see, like, having that moment to actually talk in front of a group of businesses and business owners, and it's fun to see them kind of blossom as they come from the beginning to the end of the year.
It is. The Burleson Opportunity Fund is having a breakfast.
Yes.
On October 10th, I believe.
Yes.
It's early October.
Yes.
And they bring in guest speakers from their students. And since I teach at Hill, I know some of those students, and it's really great to see what's going on with the collaboration between Hill College and BISD and the Opportunity Fund, and I think that if I recall correctly, the culinary group will be providing breakfast in too. I mean, they're in-town caterers almost,
Right?
Yeah, but they really do a good job.
They do.
Yeah, that's a really great program over there. They've really expanded that quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, any special things going on for like Thanksgiving or Christmas that you're already planning? Because I know
No.
it takes a while for you to do like the honey tour and all that. Isn't something you throw together? You don't throw that together in April. So
No, we definitely do not. But actually, towards the end of the year is a little quiet for us, which
Good.
Right? It's kind of nice. I mean, there's always still, again, something going on, but we don't have any like luncheons or actual events and things coming up in November and December. So
Well, good.
that would be nice to just actually connect with our ARMS members and our board and all of that, and just Christmas with them.
and your own families.
Yes, them too.
Well, you and Sarah both need to have time with your families, because that's a big deal. And those holidays, they get busy on their own.
Yes, they do.
So, yeah, you talk about school starting soon. You don't have any more kids in BISD, do you?
I do. I have
Oh,
one left. I only have two, but one of them, he'll be a junior this year. So
Which school?
Centennial.
Centennial.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either school would have been great.
Yeah, that,
It really is.
just happens to be where we live. So yeah, Centennial is where he'll be at.
Your friend Jessica Pound says, happy almost 1 year anniversary.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you. Yeah, that'll be at the end of September. So we are almost there. Thanks,
Almost
Jess.
there. They're going to have a big celebration, big party.
I wasn't. I was just going to go to work like a normal day. But,
Well,
maybe Sarah's got something cooking. I don't know.
Well,
Are you going to surprise me with something? Are you working on?
Oh, yeah, we'll surprise you.
Right, that's what I thought, Taylor.
Here is your 8th grade yearbook picture.
Lord, no. Do not do that.
Here's their prom picture.
Archives are closed. We're not doing any of that.
Here's a boy you dated in the 6th grade. And he'll be getting out soon.
Maybe.
So, boy, you look at some of my old pictures from school, and I'm like, boy,
Yikes.
hey.
We're all glad for the glow up.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're almost done here, so because y'all got things to do today, so I don't want to keep you here just wasting your time. But let's see. The next time I have you on, well, I had you scheduled for September 3rd.
Okay.
That's
Memorial Day, right?
No.
No?
That's in May, actually.
Labor Day. That one.
No, Labor Day.
I always get those confused.
Yeah, right.
No, it's a Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure Taylor will be, I don't know, at the beach or something. I don't know. So we're not going to be doing
I haven't been
Labor
to the
Day.
beach since I was a kid.
I
Yes,
mean, have you seen Taylor? I don't know if he's beaching it.
He had Well, he has the sun protection of 250, I think.
Anyways,
No, it's a Tuesday. Also, it's at noon because I'll have started my DBU classes by then. So just remember
We'll
that.
just work all around your schedule.
No, it will.
It's whatever you need.
Thank you. All right. Anyway, we'll finish the show out before I get abused any further. You have any last things you'd like to say, Ms. Jones?
No, I appreciate you having us on, but we're looking forward to the Full Circle Women's Conference on September 20th at Pathway Church. Get your tickets today. We're going to have cool swag bags, shopping, day of growth. And I wanted to mention we are going to have a physician panel from Hughley as well. We haven't solidified all the doctors that are going to be on that panel just yet, but there will be a health panel at our event as well.
Well, good. And Melissa, got anything else?
No.
Now you're good. No. See, that's why we bring
And just
her on
thank you
here.
to our sponsors for the event.
Absolutely.
We're really grateful we could not put this event on without them.
Let's give them a shout out. Taylor, one more time, please. I'm going to give them a shout out because Sarah King, I know. Look at this. Nathan Jones says, best podcast ever. Dang. I don't know if he's talking about me. He may be talking about you. This would be, you're Mr. Jones, right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Nathan, for her on her behalf. Sarah King, I know. And then, of course, you're also a sponsor, it says here. And then we also have our friends over at State Farm. I know Jennifer Heron through her husband. He was a former student of mine. And
Southern Charm Cakery is a new bakery off of Hidden Creek.
Oh, that's Hidden Peak.
They will be providing all of the yummy treats, the desserts for our event. So we're so excited to have them.
Yeah, that's open up on Hidden Creek now,
It
right?
is,
Okay,
it is,
that's
yep.
the one. Local
It's-
Life, of course. And Tiffany and I have been friends for about 3 or 4 years now. I've met her through this show, and she does a lot of stuff for the community. Frost Bank. Now, I can't read it exactly.
Now, Burleson Now magazine.
Magazine, okay, good. D&D.
Pilates?
Well, D&D is a what? No, is that the bookkeeping? And
This one?
yes.
That's B Pilates.
B Pilates.
Oh, I can't read it as well.
New
from
Pilates
here.
studio in town.
Oops, and League Realty. I know Tamara Kilgore over there, and she's a nice, wonderful person. Scott and White and the Express Employment Services. You got a bunch of good partners.
And our main sponsor is Texas Health Hughley Hospital. So
Oh, there it is up at the top. Okay.
there.
Well, you pay for that, you get to go to the top. Okay. Well, thank you for what you do. This is really great. It's a good conference because it's not just focused on here's how you can make money, or
Definitely
whatever.
not.
It's how you can take care of yourself while you make some money.
Yep,
And a lot of-
that's our goal is for you to be leaving there with something that you can take with business and personal and better your life,
All right.
any way possible.
And just one last plug, if you want to get your Christmas done, if you have a business or big property, they know who to call now.
Holiday Design Sisters.
Yeah, all righty. Well, this is great seeing you again. I hope you survive the next school year. But just with one kid, it's not so bad.
I mean, just one. I hear
Yeah.
junior year is super fun. I can't remember. It's been a minute since.
I don't want to tell
know.
you this, but in my experience as a teacher, the junior year was the hardest, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, basically by the senior year, they don't give two hoots anymore. The junior year is when they start thinking about, okay, I got to start thinking about college or what I want to do for myself or whatever. And a lot of the classes are particularly if he's any kind of dual enrollment or AP regimen. So
I'm
God
so
bless you.
excited.
God bless you. Don't worry about it. A lot of people have survived it.
I
I mean, I did it once.
I
You did
don't
it
envy
once.
you. I'm glad my son, I got him through college and, that's,
All right. And my next show is going to be Thursday. I'm going to have Elizabeth Becker on from House of Hope over here, Crowley House of Hope. Just another shout out. I was just at Promises this morning, and Promises, Harvest House in Burleson, Crowley House of Hope. The food donations have been good. They need to stay good because, it's just the demand is getting greater than ever before. So if you have an opportunity to drop something by the next couple of weeks to either one of those three, be great. Oh, and by the way, Nick Step needs diapers. So, there's a lot of needs in this community. There you are. Thank you, Taylor, for all your quick
Always.
and nimbleness with the computer.
Yeah.
And we'll see you all Thursday.
thank you.
All right.